What do Elon Musk's X-based income system, the American Federation dollar, and GESARA's global stipends have in common? They all point to a future where humanity's oldest struggle, economic survival, finally disappears. Civilization begins shifting away from debt, taxation, and institutional control, and moves toward technology, sovereignty, and universal human rights. This marks the start of a transition from a scarcity-based world to a post-scarcity society where basic needs are permanently guaranteed. People who once woke up worrying about rent, food, and energy suddenly step into a reality where those fears dissolve, unlocking a psychological liberation equal to the end of conflict or the discovery of a new frontier. The emerging system is built on three income streams working together. Musk's technological UBI created from AI and automation, the American Federation dollar's sovereignty-based and asset-backed model, and GESARA's global humanitarian stipends. Each plays a different role but shares the same purpose: financial freedom at a structural level. When combined, these three UBIs form a resilient ecosystem of abundance that cannot be controlled, weaponized, or distorted by any central authority. They create a world where economic scarcity is no longer a lever used to influence society, and where basic human stability becomes a universal right instead of a privilege. The moment these income streams activate, global society changes overnight. Poverty collapses instantly because half the world currently lives in daily financial instability. A triple-UBI system eliminates food insecurity, homelessness, and medical neglect, ensuring that basic survival is no longer a daily battle. Crime rates fall sharply because most crime is driven by desperation. Workers gain freedom from toxic jobs, entrepreneurship rises, and people begin creating, exploring, and innovating without fear. The global middle class expands dramatically, triggering the largest economic and talent boom ever recorded. A guaranteed income doesn't only transform economies, it transforms the human mind. When survival pressure drops, the nervous system begins to heal, anxiety fades, and cognitive clarity rises. People think more clearly, cooperate more naturally, and show deeper emotional stability. With time, dignity, and stability restored, a global creativity wave emerges. Art, engineering, music, philosophy, education, and invention accelerate as people finally have the freedom to explore their potential. Humanity becomes unstuck from the old fear-driven patterns that limited progress for centuries. People begin choosing meaning over money as cultures reorganize around purpose, contribution, and passion. When financial pressure disappears, people naturally migrate to the places where their language, traditions, and values feel like home. The old idea that birds of a feather flock together becomes a global pattern as individuals seek environments that reflect their identity without being limited by economic barriers. As purpose replaces survival, entire communities transform. Cultural groups strengthen, local traditions revive, and people begin investing their time into creativity, leadership, and contribution instead of financial struggle. Humanity starts reorganizing itself around meaning instead of money, unlocking a deeper sense of belonging than the modern world has allowed. Artificial intelligence becomes a partner rather than a threat. Instead of taking jobs, AI removes the heavy lifting from human life. Automation handles routine labor, logistics, and high-risk tasks, allowing people to focus on creativity, design, innovation, and vision. Technology becomes the great liberator, not the great replacer. With financial limits gone, humanity begins building the kind of infrastructure once considered impossible. Massive desalination networks, clean water grids, renewable energy highways, universal medical AI systems, and even multi-planetary expansion projects become achievable. The world shifts from maintaining survival to engineering abundance. Education transforms into a lifelong adventure. People study because they want to grow, not because they need a qualification to earn a living. Curiosity becomes humanity's new engine, accelerating global intelligence and unlocking levels of innovation that were previously impossible under survival-based pressure. Governments lose their traditional leverage because for centuries control was maintained through monetary scarcity. When guaranteed income removes that scarcity, the old political power structures collapse. Control gives way to service. Governments must earn trust through performance, transparency, and integrity, not through financial pressure. As financial oppression falls away, politics becomes cleaner and more accountable. Corruption becomes difficult to hide, and leaders begin competing to offer better systems rather than to extract more tax revenue. Governance shifts from controlling populations to empowering them. With global financial stability, wars lose their purpose. Most conflicts throughout history were driven by resources, territory, or economic leverage. When every nation has guaranteed income and basic abundance, war becomes economically irrational and socially unacceptable. Stability replaces aggression as the world's default state. Humanity begins forming a unified identity for the first time. Borders lose their financial meaning, global trade stabilizes, and international cooperation becomes easier than ever before. People see themselves less as competing nations and more as members of a single species with shared progress. This is the first real step toward a Type Y Kardashev civilization, a world where energy, finance, information, and opportunity flow seamlessly across the planet. The groundwork is laid for a planetary society ready to expand, innovate, and evolve beyond its old limitations. The transition to guaranteed global income funded by technology, sovereign finance, and humanitarian reform is more than economic evolution. It is civilizational rebirth. Future generations will look back at the pre-UBI world the same way we look at the Dark Ages, a time defined by unnecessary struggle. This shift marks the moment humanity stops surviving and starts thriving. Creativity flourishes, health improves, invention accelerates, and human potential breaks free from the chains of fear and poverty. The triple-UBI model is not about redistribution. It is about unlocking human dignity and awakening the full power of the human spirit. What is coming every month will make traditional bond redemptions look insignificant by comparison. The world is preparing for a level of abundance that will redefine value, security, and opportunity for generations to come.